I'm Arun Sundararajan. I'm a professor at New York University. I also run our Fubon Center for Technology, Business, and Innovation. Through my career, I've studied how digital technologies change things. I wrote a book called The Sharing Economy back in 2016, which was translated into, among other languages, Japanese. A lot of my recent focus has been on issues around the future of work, platform policy, and the governance of artificial intelligence. AI can be empowering to entrepreneurs. There are lots of capabilities embedded in these general systems that lower the barriers to entrepreneurship in a wide range of ways. I can create a marketing strategy, I can write a business plan, I can use them in lieu of hiring people, at least at the early stages of my business. So I don't think that the biggest opportunities for entrepreneurship caused by AI are in the AI sector itself. They are more about empowering people in other sectors to start companies more easily, enabled by AI. I think this is particularly true in emerging economies because often the barriers to market access, the language barriers, can be an impediment for someone who is not in a Western country and is trying to reach a global market. And so, I see them as empowering for entrepreneurs, not just AI entrepreneurs, but entrepreneurs in all sectors. If we continue on the trajectory that we are currently on, it looks like there are a few countries that are racing ahead in terms of their AI infrastructure and availability of AI to the general population. Interestingly, a key constraint seems to be not just GPUs from NVIDIA or scientific talent, but the availability of electricity. AI data centers are incredibly power hungry and power intensive. And a lot of countries are going to struggle to keep up simply because they're going to depend on the infrastructure of another country. It seems unlikely that countries beyond the United States, China, perhaps a network of ASEAN countries, Japan, India, may be AI self-sufficient. But for a lot of other countries, it is very likely that they're going to be followers rather than leaders. So for the last 10 years, we have seen hundreds of reports projecting various paces of automation of human labor by artificial intelligence. I think the fears are both well-founded and overblown. They're well-founded because progress in AI is changing the mix between what humans and machines do. And as a consequence, there are certain things that humans used to do that AI will do for them. Overblown because the mental model that a lot of people have for AI-enabled work displacement is one of the machine replacing the human. But what you really see are two things: humans and machines working together in different ways, and people reimagining how work is done. Now, all of that being said, I do expect that a double-digit percentage of the workforce is going to have to switch occupations mid-career over the next 20 years. And I don't think that the world is well prepared for this. We tend to overinvest in early career education. We don't really have an infrastructure in any country for mid-career occupational transition at scale. The solution is to think beyond reskilling. You can't just give someone skills mid-career. You have to give them confidence. You have to give them mentorship. You have to give them a credential degree. You have to give them a path to their new career as well. So I think the countries that invest in robust mid-career transition education institutions are going to be the ones where there is less polarization and social strife because of work displacement caused by AI. I have seen a lot of excitement around the idea that a country must own its AI. And any government leader, if asked, do you prefer more sovereignty or less sovereignty, will choose more. But there is a genuine desire among certain leaders for a greater level of strategic autonomy over AI, which is seen as the most important digital technology we've had. I think a good strategy for any country is to decide the level or scope of sovereignty that they're seeking. To give you an example, almost nobody, maybe the United States, maybe China, has the ability to achieve semiconductor sovereignty, to be able to create the chips to power their AI systems. At this point, there's still no one country can do it by themselves. There are very few countries who are going to be able to build their own underlying generative AI infrastructure, the large language models, the image generating systems, the drug generating systems, the self-driving car systems. So I think for a smaller country that may be resource constrained, it may be more prudent to not try and be completely self-sufficient, but to choose the circle around their autonomy to be at the application level or the talent level. So for a smaller country that is somewhat resource constrained, it may be a better strategy to not try and be completely self-sufficient, but to draw a circle around sovereignty that is at the talent level or the application level, something that is attainable to them, while adjusting to the reality of some dependence for their AI infrastructure and for their hardware on larger countries. I also recommend that smaller countries band together. The ASEAN countries could come together and create a sovereign AI infrastructure, not just for Cambodia or for Indonesia, but for a collection of countries. So another strategy for smaller countries is not to do it themselves, but to think about creating a network of similar sized and culturally aligned countries so that they can achieve some sovereignty without having to bear all the costs themselves.